I am Lamont at Large. Today I am in Tonopah, Nevada. I am at the old Tonopah Cemetery. If you happen to be driving down Main Street, driving through Tonopah, Nevada, and you see the world famous Clown Motel, make sure you stop by and check out the cemetery. We're going to go see some graves. Come with me. Frank and George Morozevich died on June 20th, 1907 due to a horrific accident at the Belmont mine. That day, George went to visit his brother Frank at the mine. As they were talking, Frank noticed that a loaded ore cart had gotten away and was coming down a hill. Frank swung onto the cart and pulled the brake handle trying to stop it. Unfortunately, the brake handle had previously broken and been replaced with an old shovel handle. He fell underneath the ore cart and it ran over him, killing him instantly. George tried to save him, but the ore cart ran over his ankles. He was taken to the hospital where they amputated both his legs. George's injuries were too severe and he died that night. This here's the grave of Big Bill Murphy. He was 28 years old when he died on February 23rd, 1911. It says on his marker, Belmont mine fire, died while saving others. So there was a fire at this mine out here in Tonopah, and at the time most of the workers that were working at the mines, a lot of them were immigrants, from all over the world, mostly from Slavic countries. And of course, back in those days, they didn't have workplace regulations. They didn't have OSHA how they have it now. It's a very, very dangerous job. And the boss man of the mine was telling his workers to just keep working because the fire was way down below, but the fire wasn't. The fire was a lot closer and he didn't know it. So they evacuated the mine, but there was still almost 100 workers trapped down below. So this man, while nobody wanted to go into the mine to save the guys that were trapped, he took an elevator down to the mine and made 3 trips up and down the mine, getting that elevator going back up with the guys. And on his 3rd time out, the elevator going up with the mine workers, and everybody got out of the elevator except Bill right here. And one of the mine workers said that somebody fell off the elevator, and it was him, Big Bill. His last words were, well, boys, I've made it 2 trips and I'm nearly all in, but I will try again. This man saved many, many lives. Even though 17 people still died in that mine fire, dozens and dozens and dozens of men owed this man right here, Big Bill Murphy, their lives. Because while nobody was brave enough to go back in to save him, he answered the call of duty. So rest in peace to Big Bill Murphy. Died while saving others. In loving memory of Kate Miller, age 33 when she died on April 19, 1908. She was from British Columbia, Canada. She died of a morphine overdose. Billy Moore, age 35, died August 25th, 1904 of heart failure. Milo Hekunovic, born at Goldfield, April 10th, 1908, died July 5th, 1911 of pneumonia. So here lies George Devol Davis. He was the first black person to move here to Tonopah back in the good old days. And, a lot of people didn't take too kindly to some strange black guy moving to their town, but he was very, very popular amongst the local folk. Very, very hardworking man. Worked so hard, he eventually bought his own saloon out here. But a lot of the town folk would often say that he had a bad streak to him, which is why they nicknamed him Devol. He was a very abusive husband. And on the night of June 22nd, 1907, his wife caught him at his saloon, well, kind of stepping out on the lovely lady, if you will. So when he turned his back, she pulled out a gun and shot him and kept firing until he fell down on the floor and killed him. So she was promptly arrested and a trial ensued, and she ended up getting 1 year in the pokey. That was it. This here is W.R. St. Clair, aged 52, when he died on March 22nd, 1907, of pneumonia. Fred Alberta, age 40, died of consumption August 24th, 1907, from Italy. This here is Bina Veralt, died October 25th, 1907. Okay, so her and her friend Eliza Brown, basically these women were, going around dating men, trying to get whatever they could off of them. Jewels, clothing, furs, whatever. They would go all around New York City just hanging out with rich guys. And the story's a little convoluted, whether they would steal the things or they were just given to them as gifts. But one of the men who had lavished this woman with just all kinds of gifts, I guess she just refused to sleep with him. So he called the authorities and said that she had robbed him. So the police come and arrest her. And during the trial, well, she said during the trial, "I'm not having it." She fled. She ran for her life. She headed west. She came out to Tonopah right here. And this is where she died of alcoholism. She loved to drink. Alvin Critchfield, age 62, and he died on December 23rd, 1906. He died of pneumonia. The three Merton brothers all died between September of 1908 and July of 1910. First, Albert Merton died of typhoid fever. Next, Sam Merton was killed in an accident in the Montana Tonopah mine. William Merton was the last brother to pass away. At only 17 years of age, he died of heart failure. Just as they do today, Tonopah residents came together to hold benefits and raise money for the boy's mother and Albert's widow. This here is the grave of Sheriff Thomas Logan, born May 29th, 1861, died April 6, 1906. He was sleeping that night when there was an unruly gambler, drunk and acting very disorderly, acting a fool, and he came out of his house in his nightshirt without his weapon to calm everything down, and the gambler turned around and shot him. The piano player from the saloon came out to defend the sheriff and shot the man who shot Sheriff Logan. Logan died of his injuries, as did the man who killed him. The piano player was not charged with the murder. Just a little bit of history for you. I'm not sure whose grave this is. There's no marker here. What was the marker has long been eroded, but I left some bird seed for the birds. I see some pigeons hanging around here, so yeah, I don't know. Something I do. Our baby Lyndon Hargrove died June 31st, 1907, 9 months of age. We will be family again. Okay, guys, that was a quick tour of the old Tonopah Cemetery here in Tonopah, Nevada. If you're ever here in the area, or maybe you're in Las Vegas, you want to take a drive 3 hours up north, check this little town out. It's interesting. Anyways, I'll catch up with you later on the next video. Live, but not live, but I'm still alive by the grace of God. I'm Lamont at Large. Always appreciate when you watch my videos. Thank you very much, and I will catch up with you later. Peace out.